passenger seat of the car, but all the big responsibility didn't hit you until you got that vehicle. This applies to you for your life and school. All the big responsibility doesn't hit you until you graduate. But this is all a part of the process of you growing up. So now I want to discuss with you 4 habits that will help you appreciate and help you make the most of life as you live. Mindfulness, faith, dedication, and determination. Let's consider our first habit, mindfulness. In my experience of life and schooling, I couldn't wait for the next stage in my life. I can remember when I was younger, wondering what I looked like, act like, walk like, and talk like. And just that quick, I grew up and became that person that I was rushing to be. Mindfulness plays a big role in schooling and my life. But what is mindfulness? Mindfulness is a state of active, open attention on the present. When you're aware of when you're mindful, you're aware of something. So apply this to life and schooling. We're so focused on the next grade or graduating that we forget to just consume and enjoy the grade we're in and currently in, and enjoy life as we know it at that moment. The present moment is filled with joy and happiness. If you're attentive, you will see it. And that is by Tai Han. Although it's great to plan ahead, make sure you stop and realize the good life around you. Don't get caught up in trying to get rid of it before it has a chance to even begin. Just like in your car, don't get caught up in getting to the next location that you forget to fill up the gas. Stop and observe your situation, adjust to it, and proceed to the next stop.
Good stuff.
Living in the now, may get one caught up on the worldly things that is happening around you right before your eyes. With that, we can lose ourselves to the world. So our second habit is faith. Romans 12:2 in the New Living Translation version says, "Don't copy the behavior and customs of the world, but let God transform you into a new person by changing the way you think. Then you will know God's will for you, which is good and pleasing." While you're moving on to the next stages in your lives, there will be trials, just like when you're driving. There will be speed bumps that your car has to go over. It's up to you whether you're going to let the trials overtake you, or you can just cling to Jesus and allow him to take the steering wheel. Having faith reminds you when all seems to go wrong and it's like no one understands. Remember, God understands all and is always there for you when you need him. Take it from me. Throughout my high school career, I did not do what I had to do until the last 2 years of high school. And that is something that I will have to live with for the rest of my life. I wanted to do what I wanted to do and put God on the back burner. So since God wasn't first, my grades suffered. Everything that could go wrong went wrong. And I just wasn't in a good place in my life. Once I got to college, I realized I needed that extra space filled that only God could fill. I held on to Jesus so tight, I literally saw him move in my life one night. But that's another story for another day. Dedication is next on our list of habits. You may be saying to yourself right now, I am dedicated. But seriously, devote yourselves to your studies. When you have that car, you have insurance. And with this insurance, you're trusting these people that if you get into an accident, they will have your back when you get into the accident. But you first are committing to them that you will try really hard to not get into that accident, or else your rates will shoot up. Same with school and life. When you're in school, you are devoting yourself to a few things, which are studies and good grades. That is your insurance. If you get a bad grade, your time in school will shoot up, just like your rates. If you devote yourself correctly the first time, you won't have to repeat yourself. Get into the habit of dedicating your nights to homework and studying. Being in school is a full-time job. There is no days off. So enjoy your vacation, because as soon as it's up, grind time starts. And you must, I cannot stress it enough, you must be dedicated to do what you have to You may not always have a comfortable life, and you will not always be able to solve all the world's problems at once. But don't ever underestimate the importance you have, because history has shown us that courage can be contagious and hope can have a life of its own. And that's by Michelle Obama. And that takes us into our last habit, determination. It's nerve-wracking leaving your nest and having to go out into the world and conquer things that only amounted to dreams, don't get me wrong. But when you finally accomplish a goal that you set out for yourself, the confidence and courage to prolong your success overtakes you. Don't let the preparation of high school or whatever grade you're in misinform you of how driven you have to be to go on to your next stage. In high school, it seemed as though the teacher still helped you when you needed those 2 extra points to get that B on that assignment. In college, you are now grown. It is not ambiguous that you now have to dedicate yourself to your studies. It's up to you to earn those 2 points to get that B on that assignment. The man who can drive himself further once the effort gets painful is the man who will win. And that's by Roger Bannister. Don't settle for mediocre. If you do anything in life, do it to your best ability. Just as you have got your first car. It isn't the car you've always dreamed yourself riding in. It's the car that your parents could afford and the car that you have to drive for the time being. But that isn't the end to your lifeline of your cars. The harder you work for it, you will eventually have that new car that you dreamed about. Be determined to get what you want. You have to be a go-getter. You mustn't let people hinder you. Don't let someone cripple your success or your determination. The road may be rough, the journey may be tough, and the experience may be bitter. But they are our stepping stones to our future thrones. And that's by Bannock Boyd Ola wrote to me. Reality will set in when you face a class that is devastatingly hard. And it may seem like the only way you'll see peace at mind is giving up, because failure only seems like the only option. In those times, remember Joshua 23, verse 8, which says, "But you are to hold fast to the Lord your God, as you have until now." If he's seen you through middle school and high school, he'll see you through college. God will not forsake you when you need him. He will always be there. All you need to do is call upon his name. You'll see the amazing things he'll do and how he does it. And you'll see the most bizarre ways he'll come to you. It's truly breathtaking. So take these 4 habits and apply them to your life. I'm not saying that it'll be a piece of cake now that you have little insight. I'm saying take from my experiences and do otherwise. Congratulations, and remember, mindfulness, faith,